afternoon, students. Um, yeah, we are continuing the 13th unit, that is perioperative nursing care. So, I think you are daily going through on and reading the topics. So today we will be discussing the intraoperative phase. So first introduction class I have told you about the what is perioperative, what are the phases of perioperative nursing care, isn't it? So in the next class, the continuation class, I have told you about the what is preoperative phase. So before surgery, what is the phase and what is the care of the patient. Now we will be discussing about the intraoperative phase. So what is intraoperative phase? The intraoperative phase begins when the patient is shifted to the operation theatre until he was transformed to the PACU. What is PACU? Post anesthetic care unit, or PICU, post intensive care unit. Both are same. Okay, in hospital settings they will be putting the names differently, but both are same, PICU or PACU. So it is nothing but the period when the patient is shifted to the operation theatre for the surgery. So after completion of the surgery, again the patient is transformed to the PICU ward, okay, for observation and for recovery state, to know the recovery status. So that complete period is called as, that surgical part is known as intraoperative period. So here also same, the concept is there. So mostly this is very much important for you because the vast one in these three topics, this is a main important and the vast one in your syllabus. So the concept of intraoperative phases having surgical team. First of all, we have to know about the surgical team members or operation team members. So who are doing the operation, who are helping in the operation, who will be there in the operation theatres, and next thing is anesthesia. So any surgery, any minor or major, we will be giving the anesthesia. What is anesthesia? It is a medicine, okay, it is a medicine that is given to the patient before surgery in order to lose his sensations, okay, in order to lose his sensations, relaxation of the body. So the senses means nothing but pain and consciousness, okay, they will be in a unconscious state for some period of time. And next thing is asepsis. This is very much important for you, even for the short answers also they can ask you. There is much scope in this topic, that asepsis. What is asepsis? Nothing but clean. It is a method that used to clean the surface or the material without microorganisms, okay, including the spores. Including the spores are nothing but eggs, that is called asepsis. Nothing but is a technique of cleaning, okay. And in the asepsis we have two types, medical and surgical, that we will be discussing now. And next thing is position of the client. So we have different types of positions, like supine, like prone. Don't worry, I will be putting you the PPT with images so that you can easily understand, okay. So we have different types of positions and for different types of surgery. So if you want to do back surgery or for kidney or for any back like hemorrhoid surgery, fistula surgery, like that we will be having one more position. But if you are doing to the abdominal part, we have to putting the person in one position. So like that we have different types of positions for different surgeries that we will be discussing. And next thing is care of patient during the surgery. So what will the nursing care that you will be giving during the surgery time? These are the aspects or the concept in the intraoperative phase mostly. So in the exam, if they ask you about, write in detail about intraoperative phase, first of all you have to write the definition, and then you have to write all these things. Who are surgical team, and what is anesthesia, types of anesthesia, what is asepsis, what is types of asepsis, and what is positions that should be given to the client, and finally care of the patient during the surgery time. Now coming to the surgical team members. So who will be there in the surgical team members? Surgeon, isn't it? The main person is a surgeon who will operating them. And next thing is surgical assistant. There will be one surgical or junior doctors, there will be there, so that they will be helping to the surgeon. And next thing is nurse. The nurse here will be, sorry, and next thing is anesthesiologist. That means who will give anesthesia for the client. That doctor will be there, anesthesia doctor. First thing is surgeon, assistant surgeon, anesthetist, and next thing is nurses. Here the nurses, in the sense two types of nurses will be there. One will be the scrub nurse and one will be the circulating nurse. So who are the scrub nurse, circulating nurse, we will see later what are the functions. So what is the thing? First thing is surgeon, isn't it? So who are surgeon? Surgeon is a physician who assumes the responsibility for the surgical procedure, isn't it? So that is a person who will be having the responsibility to do the complete surgery, and he is only the judgment person there. Okay, what type, edi cheyali, ela cheyali. So that all will be responsible taken by the main person, that is called surgeon. Then who will be the surgeon assistant? Might be another surgeon. Okay, but he might be another surgeon or he might be junior surgeon. He will be assisting to the doctor. Okay, in some techniques like catching the parts or suturing the parts, so that all will be taken by the assistant surgeon. And next thing is anesthesia providers or anesthesiologist, who will give nothing but who will give anesthesia for the client. So they will be knowing how much, see they know how their main function is they will give anesthesia according to the surgery. If it is a major surgery, they will be giving the dosage, isn't it? So any medicine or any drug, anesthesia is nothing but giving a drug. Okay, giving an agent, chemical agent that will give sedation to the body. So that agent, they know how much doses they should give to the patient according to the surgery. So that doctors will be there, and there will be a certified anesthesiologist must be there. Okay, they should be certified. They have certificate under the one institution, registered institution. So that only they will be giving as thing. And along with this thing, we have what is the main function of anesthesiologist is nothing but before giving anesthesia or after giving anesthesia, that anesthesia person should be there complete around the surgical procedure. Is okay, because anesthesia is the thing very dangerous to the person. Okay, detailing we will be reading in next coming topic. So that what are the main function is, they have to monitor continuously about the patient vital signs and patient signs and symptoms. Okay, and next thing is circulatory nurse. So who will be circulatory nurse? Circulation. What is circulation? Tirigadam, isn't it? Circulation, nothing but to say who will be coordinating with other people. Okay, so same thing here also. See, in the operation theatre suddenly they need some blood. So who will go and bring that blood? The circulatory nurse will go and call to the blood bank, and they will be asking them. So not only that thing, if anything in needed emergency, we need one person who have to go out and take the things and give to the inside thing. So that nurse is called circulatory nurse. I told you, suddenly the blood loss, or if anything, any reports about this conditions, and also they should maintain these person will be helpful to maintain a sterile field, because all the people inside the operation theatre are very sterile, isn't it? So if they want to come out and take anything, and again they will be becoming unsterile. So the circulatory nurse will act as a channel between the inside and the outside, and if anything needed by the surgeon, the circulatory nurse will go and bring all the things inside. And also she will, the circulatory nurse only communicate anything to the family members. See, if you see in the movies also, one nurse will operation theatre, one nurse will come outside, run fastly, పరిగెత్తుకుంటూ వెళ్తుంది, మళ్ళీ again she will be bringing one surgical material, isn't it or not? So in between the family members will ask you, amma what happened? Okay, ఏం కాదు, surgery నడుస్తుంది, you will know that, no? Yeah, same thing here also, that is a circulatory nurse. So and next thing is scrub nurse. Who will be the scrub nurse? Means sterile, she is a sterile nurse. Okay, after doing the sterile techniques, after wearing gloves, after wearing gown, after wearing mask, and when she becomes sterile, she will be the nurse who will stand beside the surgeon, and she will be the person who will give all the instruments to the surgeon. Okay, and she will maintaining she know very well all the instruments are present in the for the operation. What are the things that needed to the operation? She well known by her, and she will be giving the instruments according to the doctor need. And also she will be the responsible person to see all the equipment like vital signs, monitors, everything. She will be the IV line. So she is the person who will be looking care of all these things. So next thing is, what is her main function means the instrument should be slow. So what her responsibility is to, first of all, she should be put all the instruments in a arranged manner, okay, and she should be very well sterile. Before only she should be used the surgical asepsis. I told you what is, I'll tell you later. So she should be maintain surgical asepsis. After wearing all these things, she should maintain the instruments readily, and also she should instruments and all instrument that also should be in a sterile form. That is her responsibility. And yeah, and see, and she should be the person who will be standing beside the surgeon. I told you, no. So according to the handing side, if she's there, she should be giving with the left hand, so that she can able to give all the instrument to the surgeon needed by him, so without any delay. So that is the main function of a scrub nurse. And coming to the, yeah, so we have discussed about the surgical team. So who are surgical team? Surgeon, anesthetist, scrub nurse and circulatory nurse. Some hospitals they will be having one more additional nurses for helping. It's no need for us, but according to this, these are the 4 things. And now, what are the preparation of the surgical site and the safety? So surgical site, what is surgical site is nothing but operation room, isn't it? So after ready, all the surgeons and everything all are ready to go to the surgery, but before surgery the room must be cleaned very well. So the room must be free of infection material. So so they should take precautions. So they should be done, all the room must be fumigated and all the surgical asepsis must be done in the room, and also strict dress code should be necessary. See, if you see that in the OT they will be having separate dress. When you are going for clinicals, no, that time you can observe. So OT and they will be having separate dress. Whenever they are entering into the operation theatre, again they will be wearing the sterile gown and sterile mask and sterile all the gloves, everything. They will be given time goggles and some shoes also they will be wearing to the operation theatre. That should be maintained in the surgical environment. Why? Because to prevent cross infection. Okay, see, if the patient is, if we are having any problem like cold, cough or anything, our infection may transfer to the client. Otherwise, if the client is having infection, again that may infect to the doctors or any surgical team member. So in order to prevent the cross infection, so we have to maintain a surgical environment and asepsis, sterile aseptic environment, so that to reduce the infections. So, and also we have to see how we can maintain this, and how we can maintain the surgical environment in the operation theatre. And we have to be divided the operation theatre into 3 areas: unrestricted area, semi-restricted area and restricted area. If you see in the operation theatres also, you can nicely observe there will be outside, okay, OTs outside untadi, akkadiki andarni allow chestaru. But inside the inside the OT will be having again OT1, OT2, OT3, OT4, isn't it? So akkada varaku inkokallu veltaru. So for inside the OT room, OT1 inkokallu veltaru. So these are called as restricted areas. So unrestricted, semi-restricted and restricted zones, so that we can maintain a hygienic and we can maintain a sterile environment. So what is unrestricted area? So it is access those hospital uniforms, or so where, see, we are in the operation theatres, we need so many things like instruments, like aprons, like everything they have to be supplied by the CSSD. CSSD is nothing but Central Sterilization Department. Okay, so after completing the surgery, these all used materials they will be sending to the for disinfection in the CSSD. So after getting cleaned there, again they will be sending to the operation theatre in a sterile form. So that will be all gathered and they will be coming and giving in the one area, that is called unrestricted area. So wherever, so we can communicate there. So any relatives, family members also can come and communicate in that area. And what is semi-restricted area is nothing but it is including a scrub suit. See, whenever we are entering into the operation rooms, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, definitely we have to wear a gown, we have to wear a cap, mask and gloves, isn't it? So మన రూమ్ లోకి వెళ్ళకపోయినా అట్లీస్ట్ కారిడార్ లోకి వెళ్ళాలి అన్నా we have to pass out that restricted area, unrestricted area నుంచి లోపలికి రాగానే we have to wear all these things and we have to go to talk with the healthcare professionals. And next thing is restricted area. This is only in the complete operation theatre. Okay, only complete operation theatre where all the doctors, surgeons, anesthesiologists or any technician or any nurse, scrub nurse, so these all will be ready with surgical asepsis. Okay, అన్ని క్లీన్డ్ గా అన్ని సర్జికల్ అసెప్సిస్ ఉంటాయి. సో నో వన్ ఈస్ అలౌడ్, నో అదర్ పర్సన్ ఈస్ అలౌడ్ ఇన్ దట్ ఏరియా. అగైన్ దే మే హ్యావ్ ద ఛాన్స్ ఆఫ్ క్యారీయింగ్ ద ఇన్ఫెక్షన్ టు దట్ ఏరియా. కాబట్టి వీ హ్యావ్ డివైడెడ్ ద ఏరియా ఇంటూ 3 trades: unrestricted, restricted and semi-restricted area. So unrestricted area ante where we can collect all the needed things to the operation theatres. So semi-restricted area where we can go to the inside one but with the wearing the little bit mask and everything. Okay, little bit mask, gowning, gloves, cap, so that we can go to the area and we can communicate with the people. And next thing is restricted area. Restricted area is strictly that is inside the area where all the room and the persons are also in a sterility manner. Okay, this is about the 3 types of things, how to maintain the room. Okay, sterile environment. Now we'll see about the concept of asepsis. So what is asepsis? The freedom, it is nothing but the freedom from disease causing microorganisms including the spores. So what we have, it is a technique that is used to kill the microorganisms. Okay, it is used to kill the microorganisms along with the spores with the help of chemicals or with the help of Dettol or with the help of soap. ఓకే, isn't it alright? ఇప్పుడు మనం కూడా ఏం చేస్తున్నాం, డైలీ వీఆర్ సీయింగ్ దట్ 2 hours ఒకసారి హ్యాండ్ వాష్ చేసుకోండి, 2 hours ఒకసారి హ్యాండ్ వాష్ చేసుకోండి, isn't it alright? See, now in the TV, if you put TV9 also, they are showing you how to do your hand washing technique, isn't it or not? So that is called medical asepsis technique. Okay, we have 2 types of asepsis, medical asepsis and surgical asepsis. So what here we are doing, medical asepsis, how we are doing. సో ఇప్పుడు టీవీలో చూపిస్తారు, TV9లో దే ఆర్ వేరింగ్ గ్లౌస్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ సెండ్ ఆఫ్ చూడండి, ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ దే విల్ బి షోయింగ్ యూ కంటిన్యూస్లీ. సో దే విల్ బి పుట్టింగ్ గ్లౌస్ అండ్ ఇన్ ద గ్లౌస్ దే విల్ బి పుట్టింగ్ బ్లాక్ వైన్. హౌ ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ లైక్ దిస్ and back side, so every area is covered, isn't it? So why we are doing this? To kill the microorganisms and also to make our hands clean without any dirt. So that is called asepsis technique, aseptic technique. So it is of 2 types, medical and surgical. Normally if you are doing in the wards or normally if you are doing in the home, how they are showing like all the fingertips, all the steps is there, no? So if you are following this all the steps with the normal soap, it is called medical asepsis. If you are using any antibacterial or any betadine like that solution for cleaning the hands and everything, that is called surgical asepsis. Okay, so here we are using more chemical for killing the microorganisms along with its spores also. Spores are nothing but eggs. Okay, so if we are not using the aseptic techniques in the operation theatres, what will be happening? The first thing is infection. So the person, the client or the patient will easily get the infection. And next thing is, so what are the hazards means? Sometimes improper uses of any equipments, isn't it or not? We have so many lights. Sometimes nowadays surgeries are going on through laser techniques. So laser lights are very dangerous lights which if మనకి ప్రాబ్లం లేని చోట if you are putting this light అంటే it may transfer to the cancer. So అలాంటి లేజర్ లైట్ యూస్ చేసేటప్పుడు sometimes the doctors or the team may done mistakes to the clients and have some problems. And next thing is, and also it will be having exposure to the body and blood fluids to the healthcare professionals, isn't it or not? ఇప్పుడు మనం సరిగ్గా హ్యాండిల్ చేయకపోతే, for example if a delivery process is there, cesarean is there, if you are not doing any proper method and suddenly the blood will rush out and keep it on your face and on your body. So these all the some of the infection, some of the things that will be happened wrongly in the operation theatres if the nurse and the doctors are doing wrong thing. Okay, Yeah, now we'll be discussing about the what is medical and what is surgical. This is very much important topic for you. So it may be ask you for the 4 marks or 5 marks in the examination part. So what is medical asepsis? It is a general cleaning technique. What is surgical? It's a sterile technique. Cleaning technique and sterile technique. Keep it in your mind. So medical means nothing but daily the what they'll be doing, no, that is called medical. In the operation theatres they'll be using with some chemicals, that is called surgical. So here medical asepsis, why we are doing like see differentiation like this we have to write in the examination part. So in the medical asepsis we can only minimize the spread of infection. Okay, we cannot kill the microorganisms completely, or we cannot kill the spores of the microorganisms completely. But in the surgical we can clean the area with all organisms and with all spores. And coming to next thing is, see this is having a 3 types of processing: sterilizing, disinfecting and cleaning the area. So generally we will be cleaning the area with first of all we will be brooming, dusting the area, and then we will be taking a clean cloth with Dettol solution and we will be cleaning the area normally daily in the wards also. But when you are coming to the surgical, how they will be doing? They will be fumigating with the chemical spray. Fumigation is nothing but a formaldehyde solution will be there. So that liquid will be poured into a machine. So how vacuum cleaners etla pani cheste atlane a machine lo adi eyyangane they will be having the vapors in the room. Okay, మంచిగా పొగ వచ్చేస్తుంది, formaldehyde పొగ. See, if you observe now, how the GHMC people are doing the hydroxy, that one solution, వాళ్ళు ఎలా చేస్తున్నారు, వాళ్ళు పెద్ద ఆటోలో వచ్చేసి దే విల్ బి పుట్టింగ్ ఇన్ ఏ స్ప్రేస్, ఇజంట్ ఇట్ ఆర్ నాట్, పెద్ద పొగ వస్తుంది మనకి డైలీ మనకి వాళ్ళు క్లీనింగ్. అట్లనే ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే ఇన్ ద ఆపరేషన్ థియేటర్స్ ఆల్సో విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ ఫార్మాలిన్డిహైడ్ దే విల్ బి డూ ద ప్రొసీజర్ సో దట్ ఆ వేపర్స్ అన్నీ వచ్చేసి మూలకి వెళ్ళి ఆల్ ద ఆర్గనిజమ్స్ విల్ బి కిల్డ్ బై దట్ fumigation process. And next thing is ikkada adi surgical asepsis lo. Now coming to medical asepsis, when we will be using them. So normally medication administer చేసేటప్పుడు హ్యాండ్ వాష్ చేయడం, జనరల్గా డైలీ క్లీనింగ్, అండ్ ఏదైనా ట్యూబ్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు రైల్స్ ట్యూబ్ కానీ ఎన్జీ ట్యూబ్ కానీ ఏదైనా చేసేటప్పుడు ఎనీమా ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు, లేకపోతే డైలీ హైజీనిక్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్. While coming to surgical, it is strict process only done in the surgical, doing in the surgical time. And here it will reduces the pathogens. Here it will reduces the pathogens are nothing but disease causing microorganisms. But in the surgical asepsis it will completely eradicate, it will completely kill the pathogens and microorganisms. Okay, this is about the medical asepsis and surgical asepsis. But as we are reading in the intraoperative phase, we have to keep more focus on the surgical asepsis. So how we have to maintain a surgical asepsis in the ward or in the operation theatre? So we have some principles. Whenever in the nursing is there any principle, definitely you have to write the rationale. Why? Enduku మనం principle వాడాలి అనేది definitely we have to give the reason. So the first principle in the surgical asepsis is, first of all, whenever you entered into the theatre, so always you have to face towards the surgical thing only. Okay, ఎందుకంటే మీరు హ్యాండ్ వాష్ చేస్తారు, you will be wearing the gown, you will be wearing mask, you will be wearing cap. Your back side you won't do any surgical things, isn't it? Back side gown మొత్తం వస్తుందా? No, only back side threads ఏ కడతారు. So in the front part only it will be sterile thing. So always you have to face the your body towards the స్టెరైల్ ఆపరేషన్ థియేటర్. స్టెరైల్ థింగ్ అంటే అక్కడ ఏముంటుంది? ఆపరేషన్ బెడ్ ఉంటుంది, ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్స్ ఉంటాయి. నెవర్ షో యువర్ బ్యాక్ టు ద స్టెరైల్ ఏరియా. అండ్ వై మీన్స్ యువర్ బ్యాక్ ఈస్ ఆర్ యువర్ బ్యాక్ సైడ్ ఈస్ నాట్ గ్యారంటీ ఫర్ ద స్టెరిలిటీ. ఇజంట్ ఇట్? మనం బ్యాక్ సైడ్ ఎంత స్టెరిలిటీగా మెయింటైన్ చేయగలం అనేది వీ డోంట్ నో. ఫ్రంట్ సైడ్ అంటే వీ విల్ మొత్తం క్లీన్ చేసుకున్నాం, విల్ బి కీపింగ్ ద ఐస్, గోగల్స్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్. Cap will be there so that we can be knowing that we are sterile. Once if you are using, after cleaning our hand wash in the sterile technique, always you have to keep your hand like this. Okay, in the chest level. Okay, not in the down. You should not keep your hands in the down until the procedure started, until the surgeon comes and started the procedure. Once you have done your surgical hand washing, it should be like this only, in the chest level only. And next thing is keep not only your hands, everything, all the sterile equipment should be at your chest level, because down level may be having the lesser safety. Kinda eppudanna safety level takku untayi, so that you will be maintaining a good thing. And also after entering into the operation theater, after wearing all these things, you should not talk, you should not sneeze, you should not cough, okay, because sometimes it may have you the droplet infection. Malli me drops akkada padi malli patient may have the in droplet infection. And next thing is never reach across the sterile field. ఒక్కసారి sterile field లోకి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత don't go out from that. ఓకే, మళ్ళీ బయటకు వచ్చారు అంటే again you think that unsterile, మళ్ళీ హ్యాండ్ వాష్, మళ్ళీ ఫ్రెష్ గ్లౌస్, మళ్ళీ ఫ్రెష్ వేసుకొని మీరు ఆ ఏరియాలోకి వెళ్ళాలి. అండ్ ఆల్సో ఏదైనా ఆర్టికల్ ఉన్నప్పుడు యూ షుడ్ నాట్ కీప్ అక్రాస్ ద స్టెరైల్ ఫీల్డ్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కిందేమో అన్ని టేబుల్ ఉంటుంది, టేబుల్ మీద అన్ని ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్స్ రెడీగా పెట్టారు. అగైన్ యుల్ బి కీపింగ్ వన్ స్టూల్, లేకపోతే ఏదైనా అన్స్టెరైల్ థింగ్ తీసుకొచ్చి పైన ఏదైనా అడిగారు కదా అని గబుకుని కింద నుంచి తీసి పైన పెట్టకూడదు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సడన్లీ ద డస్ట్బిన్, ద డాక్టర్ విల్ ఆస్క్ యూ ద డస్ట్బిన్, అప్పుడు గబుకుని వాట్ యూ విల్ డూ, విల్ బి టేకింగ్ ఇట్ లైక్ దిస్, బట్ యూ షుడ్ నాట్ డూ లైక్ దిస్. నెవర్ పుట్ అక్రాస్, అంటే పైన ఎప్పుడు కూడా స్టెరైల్ పైన ఏది కూడా అన్స్టెరైల్ థింగ్ పెట్టకూడదు. బికాస్ ఆఫ్ గ్రావిటీ సమ్ టైమ్స్ ద మైక్రోఆర్గానిజమ్స్ మే ఫాల్ ఇన్ టు ద స్టెరైల్ థింగ్స్ అండ్ మే కాజ్ ఇన్ఫెక్షన్స్. సో ఏది అడిగినా కానీ అన్స్టెరైల్ థింగ్స్ ఎప్పుడు డౌన్లోనే ఉండాలి. మన స్టెరైల్ ఏదైతే టేబుల్ ఉంటుందో, స్టెరైల్ బెడ్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో అన్ని అన్స్టెరైల్ థింగ్స్ దాని కిందే ఉండాలి కానీ పైన ఉండకూడదు. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ యూ షుడ్ కీప్ ఆల్ ద స్టెరైల్ థింగ్స్ dry surface. Why? Because the microorganisms cannot passes or travel in the dry area. ఓకే, డ్రై ఏరియా. అందుకనే మనకి రైనీ సీజన్లో ఎక్కువ, వింటర్ సీజన్లో ఈ బ్యాక్టీరియా, వైరస్, దగ్గు, జలుబు ఇట్లాంటివన్నీ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. బట్ దిస్ ఇస్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ కరోనా వైరస్ బికాస్ ఇట్ ఇస్ వెరీ డిఫరెంట్ వన్. బట్ యూజువల్లీ జనరలీ వైరస్ కానీ బ్యాక్టీరియా కానీ ద స్ప్రెడ్డింగ్ విల్ బి మోర్ ఇన్ ద రైనీ అండ్ winter. Why? Because it's a moist thing, where the moist will be there in the climate. And next thing is the edges of the sterile field is always considered as unsterile. మన టేబుల్ ఎడ్జెస్ కానీ లేకపోతే బెడ్ ఎడ్జెస్ కానీ ఏదైనా ఉంది అంటే వాటన్నిటిని కూడా మనం అన్స్టెరైల్ థింగ్ కిందే తీసుకుంటాం. సో దిస్ ఈస్ అబౌట్ ద సర్జికల్ అసెప్సిస్. ఓకే, యువర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్. సో నౌ విల్ బి డిస్కసింగ్ అబౌట్ ద ఏం చెప్పాం, సర్జికల్ టీమ్ చూసాము అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ అబౌట్ ద అసెప్సిస్ అనేది చూసాం. నౌ విల్ బి డిస్కసింగ్ అబౌట్ ద అనస్థీషియా. సో వాట్ ఈస్ అనస్థీషియా? వాట్ ఈస్ అనస్థీషియా? సో నౌ విల్ బి డిస్కసింగ్ అదర్వైజ్ ఇన్ ఏ కంటిన్యూస్ వే. సో మనం ఏం చేసినాం ఇప్పుడు, ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ సర్జన్స్ ఆల్ ఆర్ రెడీ, అసెప్సిస్ టెక్నిక్ ఏంటో చూసాం, హౌ టు ప్రిపేర్ ద ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ అనేది చూసాం మనం. నౌ విల్ బి సీ అబౌట్ ద position. So what position that the patient has to kept in the ward or in the bed. So we have different, I already told you that we have different types of positions that used for the different types of surgery. So according to surgery only, the nurse has to put them in a normal common surgical procedure is nothing but dorsal recumbent position. Think, don't feel తెలియదు అయ్యో ఏంటిది అని, బట్ ఐ విల్ సెండ్ యూ ఇన్ ది నోట్స్, ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఈజీ ఫర్ యూ. సో dorsal recumbent position is nothing but how you will sleep normally. ఎట్లా పడుకుంటారు మీరు బెడ్ మీద? సో లైక్ దిస్, isn't it? సో యూ విల్ బి సీయింగ్ ద రూఫ్ ఆఫ్ ద వాల్. ఓకే, మీరు రూఫ్ చూస్తారు. ఓకే, ఇన్ ఏ supine position. So that is called dorsal recumbent position. Mostly they will be doing in the mastectomy, chest surgeries, so any abdominal surgeries. ఓకే, మోస్ట్లీ ది 3 సర్జరీస్ కి మనం డోర్సల్ రికమెండ్ పొజిషన్ అంటాం. అంటే జనరల్ గా హౌ యూర్ లై డౌన్ ఇన్ ద బెడ్ అలాంటిదే పెడతాం, బట్ యువర్ హ్యాండ్స్ విల్ బి రెస్ట్రిక్టెడ్. ఓకే, 2 హ్యాండ్స్ కొంచెం దగ్గరగా చేసి రెస్ట్రిక్ట్ చేస్తారు. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ Trendelenburg surgeries. Trendelenburg position. Trendelenburg is nothing but, see, Trendelenburg position is nothing but like this. The bed will be like this. The patient head will be here. Okay, the legs will be 2 sides. Okay, there will be 2 rods, and in that rods the 2 legs will be placed and they will be tied. Okay, mostly this surgery is used for doing the any pelvic surgeries, pelvic or any intestinal surgeries annappudu they will be using this. The head will be down, the legs will be up and widened. And next thing is dorsal lithotomy position. Lithotomy position is nothing but the person will be in a supine position with two legs upside. Okay, so if you see the how the delivery did you see any time in the movies also how the delivery they'll be doing the position, no, that is called lithotomy position. Mostly they'll be do for vaginal and rectal surgeries, deliveries and any anal rectal surgeries. And next thing is సో ప్రాన్ పొజిషన్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ బోర్లా పడుకోవటం అంటాం కదా మనం, దాన్ని ప్రాన్ పొజిషన్ అంటాం. మోస్ట్లీ బ్యాక్ కానీ స్పైనల్ సర్జరీ కానీ చేసేటప్పుడు విల్ బి ఇన్ ద ప్రాన్ పొజిషన్. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈస్ జాక్ నైఫ్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇట్లా, సో లైక్ దిస్ వి షేప్. The patient will be in a V-shaped procedure. Mostly they will be do for hemorrhoidectomy. Hemorrhoids are nothing but anal area. Your anal area, sometimes the blood vessels will be bulging there due to constipation. So that will be removed in this position. Okay, jackknife position. So and next thing is reverse Trendelenburg. I told you Trendelenburg position ante like this. The patient head will be down and the legs will be up. But reverse Trendelenburg is nothing but the head will be up and the slanting, itla slant ga padukoni untadu. Mostly will be using for gallbladder procedures. Gallbladder, liver, pancreatic, gallbladder atlan problems, biliary duct treatment cheyalankunnappudu they will be putting in reverse Trendelenburg position. And next thing is neurosurgical sitting position. Neurosurgical sitting position is nothing but like a chair. The patient is between how in a easy chair, oka manam peddavallaki easy chairs untayi kada, how they will be nicely putting like this recliners. You know the recliner, itla manchiga aankoni they will be having the recliner. So same that position is called non-surgical sitting. So when they are doing the head surgeries or cranial surgeries they will be using in a sitting positions. These are about the common positions that will be using in the surgery time. What is that? Lithotomy, Trendelenburg, reverse Trendelenburg position, and supine position, prawn position, and these are the some of the positions. And now we have seen about the surgical team, what is asepsis, what is position, and now last thing is anesthesia. So what is anesthesia? Anesthesia is nothing but it is a state of partial or total loss of sensation. Okay, so but there will be a no loss of consciousness. వాళ్ళు కాన్షియస్నెస్ లాస్ అవ్వరు, సెన్సేషన్ లాస్ అవుతారు. ఓకే, దే విల్ బి ఇన్ ఏ రిలాక్స్డ్ స్టేట్ బట్ దే విల్ బి ఇన్ ఏ మన కాన్షియస్లోనే ఉంటారు బట్ దే విల్ బి హ్యావ్ దే డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ సెన్సేషన్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ అనస్థీషియా? వై వీ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్ ద అనస్థీషియా? వై ఎందుకు ఇవ్వాలి అనస్థీషియా? టు ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ సర్జరీ. వాట్ ఈస్ సర్జరీ? రిపేరింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద పార్ట్ విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్స్. సో మళ్ళీ ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్స్ పెట్టినప్పుడు ఈవెన్ ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ ఏ స్మాల్ కట్ అయితేనే హౌ యూ విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ పెయిన్, అలా కాకుండా అంత పెద్ద సర్జరీ అన్నప్పుడు దే విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ పెయిన్. సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ టు రెడ్యూస్ ద పెయిన్ isn't it, they will be giving like sedation. And next thing is muscle relaxation. So the person must be in a relaxed state. Tension ayi, BP ayi, again they will be having one more problem, sudden heart attack వస్తాయి, sudden cessation of heart జరుగుతుంది. సో అలాంటివి ఏం కాకుండా ఉండాలి అంటే we have to give the sedation before the surgery, anesthesia before the surgery, and also to produce a artificial sleep. మంచిగా వాళ్ళు రిలాక్స్డ్గా స్లీపింగ్ పొజిషన్లో ఉంటే ద సర్జన్ కెన్ డూ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. అదర్వైజ్ వాళ్ళు మెలకుగా ఉన్నారు అనుకో, డాక్టర్ ఏం చేస్తున్నారు, అమ్మో కత్తి ఎందుకు తీస్తున్నారు, డాక్టర్ అదెందుకు చేస్తున్నారు, ఇదెందుకు ఆల్వేస్ దే విల్ బీ ఆస్కింగ్ అండ్ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ అక్కడ అంతా. సో దే విల్ బీ హ్యావింగ్ ఏ స్లీపింగ్, ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ స్లీపింగ్, అండ్ ఆల్సో నర్వ్ సప్లై అనేది కొంచెం సేపు ఆపేస్తుంది. సో దాట్ దే విల్ బీ నాట్ హ్యావింగ్ ఎనీ పెయిన్, అండ్ ఆల్సో సమ్ రిఫ్లెక్సెస్. మోస్ట్లీ అవర్ హ్యావింగ్ ద what is that, coughing and guggle, our throat reflex mostly swallowing చేయడానికి లేకపోతే వామిట్ రావడానికి లేకపోతే అట్లాంటివన్నీ కూడా it will stop some reflexes. And next thing is if you are giving anesthesia and it is not a small thing, so we have so many adverse things with the anesthesia also. We have to know about the adverse, మనకి మంచి ఎంత తెలుసుకోవాలో we have to know about the bad also. So if you are giving anesthesia ante you have to be very careful, otherwise the risk is, the first thing is the patient may get allergy and some cardiac arrhythmias. That means the cardiac output will be very disturbed, and you know bradycardia means nothing but decreased heart rate. Tachycardia is nothing but increased heart rate. You may observe in this And next thing is central nervous system agitation. So sometimes seizures. Okay, patient will be in a seizures, coma, atlantivanni velle chances untai. And next thing is respiratory arrest. The patient may have the respiratory arrest also. And next thing is sometimes it may be overdose. Sometimes overdose avutadi lekapothe underdose avutadi. In between the surgery the patient may waken up. And next thing is sometimes shocks. So anesthesia ఉండడం వల్ల మనం ఏదైనా చేస్తున్నప్పుడు sometimes due to the any instrument also the patient may get shock, but అట్లాంటప్పుడు కూడా the patient can't react and the patient can't tell about the shock. And next thing is sometimes burns. And last thing is drug toxicity and human errors. So drug toxicity అంటే మనం ఇచ్చిన డ్రగ్ వాళ్ళకి adverse reaction ఇవ్వచ్చు. And next thing is human errors. So sometimes the doctors and the physicians also may do some mistakes while giving the anesthesia. So now we'll be doing, so yeah, and so before doing the anesthesia we have to see some of the criteria. So first thing is we have to confirm the patient name. So what is the patient name, identity, site, procedure, consent. These all things we have to see before giving anesthesia. What is patient name, whether he is the person, correct person, where the site that has to be given the anesthesia, and where is the what is the procedure, whether the concern is there or not regarding anesthesia also you have to check out. And next thing is site marked or not. So before I told you yesterday's class, no, so before only we have to mark the surgical site where we have to do the surgery. So that is there or not you have to see. And next thing is, so before only we have to do pre-anesthesia checkup during our pre-operative phase. That has to be done or not you have to check before that. And also you have to one more you have to see that again, that what is allergies, any allergies or any risk of any hypertension problems or any diabetes problems, you have to go through that before giving the anesthesia. And yeah, that is the thing. So now we have to selection of anesthesia during following. How we have to select the anesthesia? So that will be done by the anesthetist, the doctor who is specially trained. So how they will be selecting the anesthesia means I already told you regarding about the type and duration of the surgery. So if it is a minor surgery they will be giving you a minor anesthesia. If it is a major surgery they have to give a major anesthesia. And next thing is area. So where the area of the body part also will be included. And next thing is safety. So because anesthesia is a drug which will calm down our all nerve system, isn't it, including our respiratory and cardiac system also, including our brain also. Everybody will be in a sleeping stage, isn't it or not? So that time in that way the airway management also must be seen clearly, so that they have to put the mask and they have to clean the suctioning, because we have cutting the reflexes, isn't it or not? We have cut the reflexing also because of anesthesia. So malla manaki lopale undipotadi, mingadaniki raadu, aa reflex undadu. So they will be having so much of accumulation of saliva in the tongue, so that have to be removed by removed through the suction apparatus, and they have to maintain a good airway with the help of oxygen mask. And next thing is whether the procedure is emergency or not, that also they will be seeing that. And also they will be see the pain after the surgery. So if it is a major surgery, if it is more painful, so they will be give some more sedation, so that after surgery also they will be having some of the little bit pain only. And next thing is client position is needed whenever they are doing the surgery. Okay, these are the considerations. So how they will follow the anesthesia before giving anesthesia. And now we have to see about the types of anesthesia. Normally we have two types of anesthesia, general anesthesia and local anesthesia or regional anesthesia. So what is general anesthesia? General anesthesia is nothing but it will be giving loss of consciousness in the complete all over the body. Okay, central nervous system, brain. So it will be brain and the spinal cord. So everything will be giving sedation and all body will be in a relaxed state. So general anesthesia is mostly given to the pain receptor. So pain అనేది control చేయడానికి all over the body they will be giving you. So produced as analgesics, it will be act as analgesics, amnesia. So pain killer గా ఇస్తారు amnesia, అంటే they should not have any consciousness. And next thing is loss of reflexes and muscle tone. Yeah, now we'll be discussing about the anesthesia part. So anesthesia, general anesthesia and local anesthesia. General ante all over body, local ante at the specific parts. So a specific parts kuda either it may be a complete spinal cord lo ivustaru lekapothe spinal cord lo dura matter lo istaru, otherwise they will be giving the nerve ending nerve fibers so that they will be losing the sensation in the particular parts. అంటే జనరల్గా లోవర్ అబ్డామిన్కి లెగ్స్ అట్లాంటివి చేసేటప్పుడు దే విల్ బి గోయింగ్ టు ద లోకల్ అనెస్థీషియా పార్ట్. సో మనం కామన్గా ఫస్ట్ టైం ఏదైతే చెప్పుకున్నామో అనెస్థీషియా వల్ల కాంప్లికేషన్స్, సో ఎవ్రీథింగ్ యూ కెన్ బి రిటర్న్ ఇన్ ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ అనెస్థీషియా అయినా కామన్గా అవే ఉంటాయి అనమాట. బట్ వెన్ వీఆర్ గివింగ్ టు లోకల్ వస్తే కొంచెం రిస్క్ అనేది తక్కువ ఉంటుంది వెన్ కంపేర్ టు ద జనరల్ అనెస్థీషియా. సో నౌ విల్ బి డిస్కసింగ్ అబౌట్ ద nursing process and nursing care to the, I told you, nursing care to the client during the operation or in the operation theaters. The first thing మనం ఎక్కడ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి, the patient should be starting when the patient or client enters into the room, అక్కడ నుంచి we have started our nursing care. The first thing is we have to assess the same physical condition, so how he is at that time, how he is condition and how the symptoms of that conditions, any life threatening problems are there like cardiac problems or any hypertension or any diabetes, so everything must be checked by the nurse only. And next thing is you should appropriate documenting. So after that she should be collecting the information, she should be written clearly. మనం డాక్యుమెంట్ చేయందే ప్రూఫ్ ఉండదు. సో ఆఫ్టర్ డాక్యుమెంటింగ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు కీప్ యువర్ సైన్. సో అది లేనిదే మీరు పని చేశారన్న దానికి ప్రూఫ్ ఉండదు. సో ఆఫ్టర్ కలెక్టింగ్ ఆల్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు డాక్యుమెంట్ క్లియర్లీ అండ్ ఆల్సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు సీ ద కన్సర్న్ చెక్. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈస్ స్పెషల్ ఆస్క్ అబౌట్ ద అలర్జీస్. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈస్ కరెక్ట్గా షెడ్యూల్కి అదే పేషెంట్ ఉన్నాడా, సేమ్ క్లైంట్. సమ్ టైమ్స్ ఒకటే పేరుతో ఇద్దరు వస్తారు, దట్ టైమ్ ఇట్ మే బీ హ్యావ్ ద చేంజింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద సర్జరీస్, మళ్ళీ అప్పుడు లైఫ్ థ్రెటనింగ్ అయిపోతుంది. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు చెక్ క్లియర్లీ. ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ అడగడం ఇదే ప్రాబ్లమా నీకు అని అడగడం. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు క్రాస్ చెక్ ఇట్ బిఫోర్ యూ సెండింగ్ దెమ్ టు ద ఆపరేషన్ టేబుల్. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈస్ ఎనీ సర్జికల్ కన్సిడరేషన్స్ ఆర్ దేర్, యూ హ్యావ్ టు సీ ఇన్ దట్ doctor's notes. And next thing is assess the client risk of hypothermia. I told you, no, because of ACs and all the things or any fluid loss, the patient may be in a shock condition. So మీరు ఆ షాక్ కూడా లేకుండా కంప్లీట్ వైటల్ సైన్స్, ఐవి మెయింటెనెన్స్ అన్నీ కూడా యూ హ్యావ్ టు బి సీయింగ్ టు ద patient condition. And next thing is possible nursing diagnosis. So what can be the possible nursing, మనం అక్కడ ఏమైతే ప్రీ ఆపరేటివ్ ఫేజ్లో రాసేమో కొన్ని డయాగ్నోసిస్, ఇక్కడ కూడా కొన్ని నర్సింగ్ డయాగ్నోసిస్ ఫార్ములేట్ చేసుకోవాలి. బట్ వెన్ హియర్ కమింగ్ టు ద ఆపరేషన్ థియేటర్స్ మనకి జనరల్గా పేషెంట్ చెప్పడానికి ఏమి ఉండదు కాబట్టి దే విల్ బి ఇన్ ఆపరేషన్ రూమ్ కాబట్టి వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు డూ అంటే వీ హ్యావ్ టు రైట్ అబౌట్ ద రిస్క్. ద ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ రిస్క్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజురీ, ఇస్ అంటే ద రిస్క్ ఆఫ్ బ్లడ్ లాస్, risk of hypothermia and risk of fluid volume deficit and risk for infection. So these all can be written as a nursing diagnosis. So for the risk you can be plan your care. So for risk of infection ante you have to be maintain a sterile techniques. For risk of fluid deficit ante you have to put IV fluids. And risk of hypothermia ante you have to monitor vital signs continuously and we can give medications for that condition. And also for tissue injury ante we can give the we can perform the carefully, ఇంకా more careful గా మనం సర్జరీ ప్లాన్ చేస్తాం. So these all are the nursing care that you can plan of the care in that and how you can implement it. So implement is nothing but you will be seeing the IV fluids. So ఎప్పటికప్పుడు IV fluids, DN, RL, DNS, RL, సో ఇట్లాంటివన్నీ you have to be continuously putting to the client. And also input output chart చూడండి, క్యాప్చర్ ఉంటుంది. సో యూ కెన్ సీ ద ఇన్పుట్ అండ్ అవుట్పుట్, ఎంత వెళ్తుంది ఐవీతో ఎంత వస్తుంది బయటికి క్యాప్చర్ ద్వారా, యూ హ్యావ్ టు సీ దాట్. అండ్ ఆల్సో అసెస్ ద స్కిన్ ఇంటిగ్రిటీ. ఫస్ట్ స్కిన్ ఎలా ఉందో చూడండి, వెదర్ ఆ స్కిన్కి ఏమైనా ఎలర్జీస్ ఉన్నాయా, ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నాయా, హౌ ద ఇంటిగ్రిటీ ఆఫ్ ద స్కిన్, ఎలాస్టిసిటీ ఎలా ఉంది, యూ హ్యావ్ టు అసెస్ ద థింగ్. అండ్ ఆల్సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు సీ ద బ్రెత్ సౌండ్స్. ఓకే, మానిటర్ ద కార్డియాక్ అవుట్పుట్, కార్డియాక్ రేట్, రెస్పిరేటరీ రేట్, పల్స్ రేట్. సో ఇవన్నీ కూడా మీరు మానిటర్ చేసుకోవాలి. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైమ్ ఎలక్ట్రోలైట్ ముందే సర్జరీకి ముందే యూ హ్యావ్ టు బి టేకెన్ ద electrolytic profile of the client. And next thing is you have to maintain the normal temperature above my normal temperature 98 degrees Fahrenheit to 98 degrees. So you have to warm all the, if in case the patient is going to hypothermia, బాగా వెళ్తున్నాడు, బాగా చల్లగా అవుతున్నాడు అంటే you have to increase the temperature of the operation theater by switching off the AC for some time. Otherwise you have to keep the what is that thermolyters, that means which will give some heat to the body, అలాంటివి ఏమన్నా మనం పెట్టాలి. And also we have to ఏదైనా ఇప్పుడు మనం in the operation table అంటే will be covering with all the drapes, isn't it? What is that, plastic covers, and also with some all bed sheets. So you have to remove all the things, and you have to see the patient if he is going in a వార్మ్నెస్ అనేది మనం క్రియేట్ చేయాలి. అండ్ ఆల్సో హీట్ లాస్ అనేది తగ్గించేటట్టు చూడాలి. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ సో రిస్క్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్ఫెక్షన్. సో హౌ యూ విల్ బి మెయింటైనింగ్ ద రిస్క్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్ఫెక్షన్ అంటే యూ హ్యావ్ టు సీ ద complete room and sterile instruments, and you must be sterile. So non scrubbed things ఏది చేయకూడదు. ఆఫ్టర్ స్క్రబ్బింగ్, స్క్రబ్నర్స్ ఒకసారి స్క్రబ్ అంటే హ్యాండ్ వాషింగ్, స్క్రబ్బింగ్ హ్యాండ్ వాషింగ్, అది చేసిన తర్వాత she should not go outside, and అట్లాంటివి ఏమీ లేకుండా you have to be maintain a good sterile technique so that you can maintain a nice environment, risk of infection ని తగ్గిస్తారు. And next thing is promote measures that ensure adequate tissue perfusion. So how you will be maintain tissue perfusion is nothing but you have to see the vital signs, respiratory especially, whether they are in the O2. You have definitely ఎప్పుడైనా anesthesia ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు they will be in a O2, okay, artificial oxygen, so that should be maintained. So cardiac status కూడా you have to be continuously monitor. So ensure the client safety in the operation theaters. So మనం ఎప్పుడైనా కూడా client safety overall గా చూసుకుంటే we have to maintain the client safety. మనకు client safety కావాలి. The first thing is you have to see the temperature of the room. ఆ రూమ్ టెంపరేచర్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి. అదర్వైజ్ అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ ఎనీ పొటెన్షియల్ సో కంటామినెంట్స్ అంటే ఏదైనా వాడేషన్ ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా, సో బిఫోర్ ఏదైనా క్లీన్ చేయండి ఏదైనా ఉందా, యూ హ్యావ్ టు సీ దట్ వెదర్ రిస్క్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్ఫెక్షన్. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ అన్నెసెసరీలీ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ షుడ్ నాట్ బి దేర్ ఇన్ ద ఆపరేషన్ థియేటర్స్. ఓకే, హడావుడిగా తగలడాలు అట్లాంటివి ఏం చేసుకోకూడదు. వాట్ ఎవర్ ద రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఓన్లీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు కీప్ ఫర్ దట్ సర్జరీ. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ అన్ని నాయిస్, ఏదైనా మిషన్ నాయిస్ వస్తుందా, యూ హ్యావ్ టు సీ దట్. సో ఆపరేషన్ రూమ్ షుడ్ బి ఆల్వేస్ కామ్ అండ్ క్వైట్. And next thing is recheck the electrical equipment, because if any equipment is not working it may give shock and burns to the client. So recheck, ఒక్కసారి రీచెక్ చేసుకోండి. ఆల్ ద లైట్స్, ఫ్యాన్స్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్, O2 మిషన్, సక్షన్ మిషన్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈస్ గుడ్ ఆర్ నాట్, యూ హ్యావ్ టు check. And also O2 how it is going, oxygen unda leda, oxygen pipe is working or not, you have to check all these things. And also you have to record the instruments and the needles used on that surgery. ఎందుకు మనం ఎందుకు చేయాలి ఇది, మనం టీవీలో చూస్తాం కదా, కడుపులో కత్తిరి పెట్టి కుట్టేశారు, నీడిల్ పెట్టి. సో దిస్ ఆల్ షుడ్ నాట్, అందుకనే మనం ఎన్ని సిజర్స్ ఉన్నాయి అక్కడ, ఎన్ని నీడిల్స్ ఉన్నాయి అక్కడ, ఎన్ని టైప్స్ ఉన్నాయి, సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు బి రికార్డెడ్ ఇన్ ఏ paper, so that after the surgery also you can be again calculate and you can be putting in a trace to send them to CSST. And next thing is so transferring the client to the OR table. So carefully you have to be transfer, assess them, జాగ్రత్తగా తీసుకెళ్ళి, అదర్వైజ్ రిస్క్ ఆఫ్ ఫాల్, రిస్క్ ఆఫ్ ఇంజురీ ఉంటుంది. సో కేర్ఫుల్లీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ దెమ్. అండ్ ఆల్సో కవర్ ద క్లయింట్ విత్ ఏ బ్లాంకెట్ అండ్ నైస్లీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు wrap the client. ఎందుకంటే ఆపరేషన్ థియేటర్కి వచ్చినాక దే విల్ బి గివింగ్ వన్ గౌన్, సో దట్ గౌన్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో నాట్ దట్ మచ్ కవర్, అంత కవర్ అయి ఉండదు. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు బి డ్రేప్ ద పేషెంట్ నైస్లీ. అండ్ anesthesia చేసేటప్పుడు కూడా you have to see the client, you have to be along with the client only, and every time you have to check the monitor the vital signs of the client. So this is about the overall safety of the client. And next thing is perform other actions is appropriate is nothing but, so you have to provide privacy for the client. And next thing is definitely you have to follow the protocol of the hospital, procedure and protocol of the hospital, and document complete operation care. అసలు ఏం చేశారు, what the doctor have done, what you have done, so everything should be written in your nurse's note. And also you have to coordinate with all health teams, the surgery is okay, done, so we are shifting the patient to the PICU, just make ready the bed. So you have to coordinate with all the things also. And also you have to monitor the blood loss and urine loss after the surgery. So maintain a quiet and relaxing atmosphere to the client, and apply padded. సో మంచిగా సర్జరీ అయిన చోట ఎక్కువ ప్యాడ్స్ అనేవి పెట్టాలి ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు బ్లీడింగ్ కొంచెం అంతా కంట్రోల్ అవడానికి యూ హ్యావ్ టు పుట్ ద సపోర్ట్ నైస్లీ. సో దిస్ ఈస్ అబౌట్ యువర్ ఓవరాల్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ద కేర్ ఆఫ్ ద నర్సింగ్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ ద క్లయింట్. సో వాట్ విల్ బి ద అవుట్కమ్, ఎట్లాంటి అవుట్కమ్ అనేది వస్తుంది ఇఫ్ యూ మెయింటైన్ దిస్ ఆల్ ద థింగ్స్. The patient fluid and electrolyte will be maintained, vital signs are maintained stable, so temperature you can maintain. So and next thing is safety. PICU ki jagattaga safety ga you can transfer to the client and risk of injury anedi tagutundi, so that the client will be free from any other infections. Okay, no other complications anevi the patient ki ravu if you are doing a nice care during this procedure. Okay, this is all about the intraoperative phase. So what is intraoperative phase ante I already told you that the client shifted to the shortcut lo చెప్పుకుందాం. Okay, the client when shifted to the operation theaters until he was transferred to the PICU, that complete period is called intraoperative period. మన intraoperative period లో what we have to be written in the examination part. So first thing is surgical team గురించి రాయాలి, తర్వాత ఎసెప్సిస్ గురించి రాయాలి, అనస్థీషియా గురించి రాయాలి, అండ్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ పొజిషన్ గురించి రాయాలి, అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈస్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ పేషెంట్ గురించి రాయాలి. సో సర్జన్ టీమ్ రాయాల్సి వచ్చినప్పుడు వాట్ ఈజ్ సర్జన్ అసిస్టెంట్ ఎవరు, వాట్ ఈస్ స్క్రబ్ నర్స్, వాట్ ఈస్ సర్క్యులేటరీ నర్స్ గురించి కొన్ని పాయింట్స్ రాయాలి. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థింగ్ ఈస్ అసెప్సిస్. So what is asepsis? Asepsis any types, medical and surgical. What is medical? Only cleaning technique. What is surgical? It will kills the microorganisms along with the spores అనేది అక్కడ ఇంక్లూడ్ చేయాలి. And next thing is you have to write about clearly surgical asepsis. What is the principles, rational అవి రాయాలి. And next coming to the anesthesia part. So how many types of anesthesia? General and local anesthesia. What is general anesthesia? Complete body including brain and spinal cord. CNS మొత్తానికి ఇస్తారు. So that will be having so many risk also. So what is general anesthesia? Stages ఉన్నాయి. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Stage 1 అంటే it is a very normal state where the patient is lightly they can be conscious. Stage 2 they will be going little bit degrading, and stage 3 the sensory will be decreases. Stage 4 completely they will be having the vital signs also decreases, and they may have sometimes death also. So these are the 4 stages that will be happening during the general anesthesia. While coming to local anesthesia, they can be given like topical or regional. So topical, that means in the sense in the operation place, like gels, lignocaine gel, like that they will be putting somewhat small surgeries అయితే ఏదైనా మాస్ రిమూవ్ చేయడానికో సిస్ట్ రిమూవ్ చేయడానికో అయితే దే విల్ బి పుట్టింగ్ ద లిగ్నోకేన్ జెల్ అండ్ దే విల్ కట్ ఇట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. సో అలాంటివి అదర్వైజ్ when they are doing that episiotomy for during delivery times అలాంటప్పుడు కూడా we can use the local anesthesia. So that is the topical anesthesia. And now regional anesthesia. Regional anesthesia in the sense they will be giving in the spinal cord in specific region. Okay, region ఒక ప్లేస్ లో ఇస్తారు. either it may be due to spinal cord or spinal cord మధ్యలో epidural matter ఉంటుంది. otherwise in that they will give, otherwise spinal cord కి ఏముంటాయి, nerve endings ఉంటాయి. otherwise they will be blocking the nerve endings. So these are the types of anesthesia. And next thing is positions. So we have different types of positions: supine position or Trendelenburg position, otherwise prone position, and Trendelenburg position, reverse Trendelenburg position, isn't it? So these are the lithotomy position. These are the some of the common what is that, jackknife position, isn't it, like this V shape. So these all will be mostly for hemorrhoidectomy. So these are the common positions that will be giving. And after all these things, so what is the nursing care in this particular period? So nursing care includes, again we have to see the complete checkup అన్ని చేసుకొని పేషెంట్ బెడ్ వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత again you have to write the nursing diagnosis. So everything, risk for infection, risk for fall, risk for injury, risk for hypovolemia, risk for hypothermia. So again you have to nicely plan the care. The outcome I told you, no. So the patient will be free from injury, మంచిగా పోస్ట్ ఆపరేటివ్ రికవరీ బాగుంటుంది, no other complications will be there, and he will be very good recovery state. And after PICU, so whenever the nurse is transferred to PICU, from the PICU until discharge, that period is called post operative period, which we will be discussing in our next class. I hope you understand this class. See, I will tell you in the class also, in the college also, just read it once. Today if you listen to my class and after my class you just go through the topic, and read it well, so that at least one time if you read it, it will be easy for you. Okay guys, see you in the next class tomorrow. Okay, bye. Thank you.